Working batch orders, they are without a doubt the best. In certain conditions, of course, not in every condition. If you remember the last time when I did a batch order, it was raining and I actually turned it down. Welcome back to my channel. This is where I take my 6 years of experience doing deliveries and give it to you guys so that this way you can make a best informed decision for yourselves in either joining us or upgrading whatever skills you have. So batch orders, what are they? Batch orders are basically large orders that Walmart basically offers to their drivers to be able to work for, say, about, depending on how many orders there are, if it's like say 29 deliveries. I had like 29 deliveries right now, so you can see them right here in the back. I have them in the trunk as well too. You scan all the items and then you take off and you follow a route, more or less like Amazon Flex, if you ever heard of them, or being like a very part-time Amazon driver where you're dropping stuff off. I rarely ever do batch orders, but if the price is really good, I take it. First, you have to know if the price is really good. This one was $67 for 31 miles. So the dollar per mile ratio is good, but I swipe all the way down to make sure, where am I going to end up? Am I ending up close to my Walmart that I normally work from? And since my territory is very large and very vast, I basically can work in other areas if I choose to. If not, then I can always just, come right back over here without no problem, Speaking of which, I'll probably end up losing. I'm going to probably end up losing. No, I got DoorDash. Okay, great. So I have my DoorDash block in place for my market area, so that this way I can always come back to that market and work that market later on if I choose to. Now the weather today is a little bit cold, so it's not the greatest of weather, but far better than working in the rain. It's very, very hard to work batch orders in the rain because you have to constantly get out of your car. You have to constantly look for the orders, so you have to basically use an umbrella. As you start to get really, really good at this and you really get to iron out your market, there will be times when you could basically pick and choose the deliveries you actually want to use or want to do, okay? On that particular day, I missed out on a very good batch order because of the rain. I was not going to work in the rain, constantly getting in and out of my car all the time, especially since I would have to actually use an umbrella to look for the item and then scan it and then drop it off to the customer. But since today is cold, about 34 degrees, and it's a clear day, then today's definitely worth it for a batch order, so I took it. Definitely. And now I'm just basically running my route, making sure that I can get these items to where they need to be gotten to as easily as possible. And again, it's a very, very simple process. You just load your car up completely with as many items as possible. The good thing at Walmart is that they know how big your car is to be able to handle the load that you have. So if you basically let them know that you have a Toyota Corolla, they're going to match you up with items that are for the Toyota Corolla. If you have a big van or an SUV, they'll match you up with more items than an SUV. I'm sure that if you have a bigger van or an SUV, you probably make more money because you have a bigger car. So, that could possibly happen. So if you have one of those big cars out there, definitely take advantage of it. You could probably use it to make money and stuff. So why not? But anyway, so as I'm saying is that right now I'm actually dropping off one item right over here, and I'm going to scan the item and then drop it off and then come back in my car. But first I have to get out of the car and actually look for the item. So I basically just dropped the item off. You scan it, you drop it off, go to the next item. And let's see where the next one basically is. Sorry about my finger blocking you guys there. Okay, only 4 minutes away. And that's the beauty of batch orders. I mean, I rarely ever get them, But when I do see an opportunity to take them, I grab them, depending on the miles and where my endpoint is. Where is it dropping me off? So it's dropping me off towards a Walmart that's basically within my area that I can definitely hit without no problem. So that's not a problem. But again, they're basically built on weather conditions. I mean, if it's snowing, that's very hard to do. If it's raining, you know, you got to scan the items. See, the beauty of this is that when you start actually working these deliveries, you can pick and choose whatever kind of environment you want to work in, okay? I mean, the bottom line is it's all about working smarter, not harder. It's all about making your life a lot more easier. It's enough that this is manual labor in essence, because you are getting in and out of your car, you are putting items in the car and stuff like that. But you get to call the shots, which is pretty friggin' awesome, you know? So I'm very grateful for that, to be able to do that and stuff. And I still keep DoorDash around. I still keep Grubhub around, definitely. I rarely ever talk about Grubhub, and I don't want you guys to think that, you know, why don't I talk about Grubhub? I talk about the apps that are the most productive and the best that work for my situation. Everybody has their own different situations. Some people could work Uber Eats and say, hey, I like Uber Eats because it does this. Or some people could work DoorDash because it does this. Everyone has their own flavor. I know that I have 3 apps, actually 4. One of them is Roadie, but I rarely ever touch that. But, you know, I have 3 apps, and I mainly focus more on Walmart Sparks being my primary and DoorDash being my secondary to Walmart, okay? Because I can still get items on DoorDash without no problem, as long as you're doing it at the right time, like, you know, between 5 and 7 o'clock at night or 5 and 8 o'clock at night. I've noticed that there's been a lot of good deliveries at that time frame. But I make sure that I balance it between both. Because in the end, you want to make every hour count, okay? The money that I make from these apps is multiple. It's not one. So in the end, you want to make that money. In the end, you want to make every hour productive so that you're always generating some level of income in the end. Guys, you guys have been great in the comments. I really appreciate it. Leave me some of your stories. Leave me some of your stuff that you actually do. You know, we always talk about me, but I like to be able to hear from you guys as well too. Now that my community is starting to build up little by little, I've only been this roughly about a month and a half already, and I'm already up to 154 subscribers, and you guys have been great, and I'm so grateful for you guys. But anyone that's out there that, you know, that's working the environment, you know, toss me some of your ideas, toss me some of your tips and tricks. Let me know how you get through your day. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you positive? What keeps you going? You know, and just toss it in the comments section below. And basically, if you like what I'm giving you, just leave me a likes for me. And, you know, if you see me coming up constantly, just subscribe to my channel, and I could definitely bring you as many tips and tricks as I possibly can from this environment that I'm in consistently every day in real time. Also, let me know what else you guys are basically looking for as well too. I will do my best to provide you with any information that I can let you know about. As I said, I've been out here for 6 years, and even though this may be repetitive and the same thing over and over again, always remember that repetition is the mother of skill. If there's one thing that I have to admit that I thought about yesterday, was that it's been very, very cathartic being able to create these videos and share them with you. Because by me sharing them with you, I've noticed that my deliveries have improved quite a bit. I know it's kind of weird, but showing you all the tips and tricks, showing you how to work in certain areas, passing this information on to you guys, I think I've basically been able to re-educate myself through the teaching methods and realize in my numbers and in my stats, which I always praise people to always keep track of, is stats. I've noticed that things have improved. I've noticed that I can actually narrow everything down to a time frame that I can work, and including a dollar amount that I can make. And that's pretty impressive. You know, it's like, especially when you're working the same thing over and over again, it's basically you're refining your craft, getting better and better, making it easier and easier for yourself to know what deliveries to take, what deliveries not to take, how to manage your time efficiently and effectively. Okay, like if I know I can do in 4 hours $100, then all I gotta do is work 8 hours to hit $200 a day. Okay, who cannot use $200 a day? Let's be realistic, okay? $200 a day, 5 days a week, that's $52,000 a year. Again, who cannot use $52,000 a year? In this job market, the way it is, where people are getting laid off, to be able to just pull out your phone, turn on an app, and generate with precision and detail, following a precise formula, $52,000 a year or upwards of that consistently, or even more if you want to. Totally up to you. Look, this is amazing. It really is. And if you have the ability to do this, where you can just pull an app out, do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is with people looking for jobs out there, trying to search for jobs, just to make upwards of $50,000 a year? It is damn tough. Resumes that are being sent out to many different companies. I mean, and you have the ability to just pull your phone out and just say, you know what? I got 4 hours today. Let me go make $100. Or you know what? I feel lucky today. Let's go all the way for 8 hours and see how much I make. I mean, that's very powerful. It's very empowering. You know, it's like, it's not like having to sit in an interview hoping that you'll be able to get that particular job that even pays you close to $52,000 a year. It is huge. You can look at it in a negative way, or you can look at it in a positive way, okay? But I choose to look at it in a positive way because it's very, very more productive that way. And when you look at the numbers don't lie, you know? I mean, after you take out expenses, yes, wear and tear and stuff like that, I get that, okay? But the bottom line is you're still generating an income stream and not sitting at home sending thousands of resumes out to different companies. That's how you have to really basically look at it. You got to be blessed and you got to be grateful. I tell you, this is its own workforce. And hopefully the job market will improve. Hopefully the job market will get better over time to be able to be easier for most people. But I ain't holding my breath for that. So I'm very blessed and grateful. I hope you guys are blessed and grateful as well too. Again, leave me any comments in the section. And yes, this story went a little bit off tangent, but batch orders are good. All right, when you can use them, when you can take them the right way and do them the right way. So with that being said, have a great day, and I'll be back again later on in the near future with more tips and tricks for you guys.